I really feel like the Brady Bunch theme song should be playing as everybody pictures.
That's it.
Here's a
I'll
story.
work on that for the next meeting, Libby.
Thank you. And
Yep.
it's like all corners of Maine chiming in. We should just do roster by county. Cumberland.
It's more like Hollywood Squares.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
With actual prizes today, Christian.
Yeah.
Amy hasn't got the materials, right?
Yeah, she did, but she's in New York City.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
she's
good.
not able to join us today. Yep.
All right. Well, let's go. Hello, everyone. We're really happy to see all of you. We're going to go ahead and get started with introductions. Let's move it. Great. That's better. Yeah. So we'll start with introductions and we'll go around the room and then go around the screen. We'll start with semi-quincentennial members and then we'll go to the guests who are also online, our faithful guests. So I'm Secretary Bellows.
Bernard Fishman, Director of the Maine State Museum.
I'm Kate McBrien. I'm the Chief of Staff, no longer technically a commission member, but a staff support.
And I'm Sarah. I'm the Director of the Commission.
Great. So let's go online and we'll start with Christian and then we can just popcorn it to the other members.
Okay, I'm Christian Coates. I'm the Maine State Archivist and a member of the commission. Libby?
I'm Libby Bischoff. I am the Executive Director of the Osher Map Library at the University of Southern Maine and an historian and also a member of the commission. Julia.
I'm Julia Gray. I'm the Executive Director of the Wilson Museum in Castine, Maine, and a member of the commission. Abby.
Hi, I'm Abby Levin, and I work for the Maine Office of Tourism as the Cultural Heritage Tourism Coordinator and a commission member. And I will go over to Kirk.
Kirk Money, I'm the Director of the Maine Historic Preservation Commission. And I can't see everyone who's here, so whoever, just jump in.
That's okay. Why don't we go to Beth?
Hi, everybody. I'm Beth Lambert. I'm the Chief Teaching and Learning Officer for the Maine Department of Education and a commission member. And who's next?
Jamie?
Hi, I'm Jamie Rice. I'm the Deputy Director and Head of Collections for the Maine Historical Society and a commission member.
And Richard?
Yeah,
Oh, Richard,
you're on mute, Richard.
I'm Richard Lavelle. I'm Town Manager in the town of Norridgewock, and I represent Maine's municipalities.
Great, thanks. I think that's, yeah. Allison, I assume you're here for Laura if you want to say hi?
Yes, I'm Allison Maxwell. I'm Director of Public and Outreach Services, and I'm here on behalf of State Librarian Lori Stockman.
Great. Do we want to go through the guests that we have? Do you want to list them by name? I see.
Yeah, sure. We can just go through.
Yeah.
Becky?
Hi, I'm Becky Holt Fine, and I'm a member of the Ellsworth Historical Society in
Great.
Ellsworth.
Great, thanks, Becky. Penelope?
Hi there, everyone. Penelope Hamblin, representing Spirits Alive at Eastern Cemetery in Portland.
Great. Kimberly?
Hi, I'm Kim Smith, and I am with the City of Presque Isle and Presque Isle Historical Society.
Great. Judy?
Hi, I'm Judy Weissman. I think I represent the Bethel region and also the Rumford Village Improvement Society.
Great, thanks. Julie?
Hi, I'm Julie Potter Dunlop, and I'm with the Maine Ulster Scots Project. I'm their Vice President and Secretary, and their Chair of the Sesquicentennial Committee.
And then I apologize. We have a guest whose name is just user that's showing up. So if you wouldn't mind, hi.
I'm struggling to find out how to name my square. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Ellsworth Historical Society.
Right.
Great.
And then I think Peter
Oh, there's
joins. Hi, Peter.
I'm
Do you
Peter
want to say
Merrill.
hi?
I'm the chairman of the State Cultural Affairs Council.
Nice to see you. So first and foremost, we've got 2 sets of meeting minutes to review and approve, one from September and one from October. Those were circulated in the packets. Does anybody have any amendments or feedback on the minutes before we move? I would accept a motion to approve.
Jenna, I want to note that in the October 8 minutes, the heading for America's Potluck, July 5, 2020, it reads 25. I think that's a typo. I think you mean to say 26.
It is, Kirk. Thank you. And Peter pointed that out to me right after I found out all the minutes. So it's been changed.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, there were just, I think I sent an email to Sarah. There were just a minor spelling correction to my name. And I think Greg Pierce is on the September minutes under the members that attended.
No problem.
So one L and Allison.
And it's Maxwell, not Maxwell. And I think Pierce is I-E-R. Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
We got it right. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Made by Christian, seconded by Abby. All those in favor say aye or raise your hand. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? It's unanimous of those present. Great. All right. Next on our agenda is the grant program update. Sarah, would you like to take this or would you like to defer to someone else from the grants committee?
No, I'm happy to do this. This is just a brief update because we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the meeting.
Yep.
So just to let everybody know how amazing the response was to this program. We received a total of 121 applications asking for over $1 million. And as a reminder, we only had 110,000 to give out. So it turned out to be incredibly competitive. There were so many wonderful applications and projects, and it was really exciting to see all the work that's going on around the state. So later in the meeting, we are going to step into executive session and just formalize a vote on the awardees that have been selected by the committee. And the reason we're doing that is because they have not been notified yet. So we still need to keep that confidential. So just so everybody's clear, that's just what's happening. And that's why we're doing it that way. So.
Okay. Any questions for the public portion of the grants discussion? And as a reminder, we set up a grants committee and that grants committee did a lot of work to review all of the applications.
Yeah, I'll say a huge thanks to Abby and Bernard and Christian and Amy Hausman, who's our newest member, who's unfortunately not able to join us today. But we had very lively discussions and it was great. So huge thanks to everybody there, and of course to the Cultural Affairs Council and Maine State Archives for actually making this possible by giving us the money to do it.
I know how much work that is. I review grant applications all the time. So I just thank you. That's a massive number of grant applications to review. So that's a tremendous service and just gratitude. And I'm sure all the applicants feel the same way.
So that brings us to the Maine Atlas project update. Sarah?
Yeah, so sorry, I have a little scratchy voice, so I'm sorry if I sound painful. So this, I just want to give an update on the status of the project. As you probably remember, we released an RFP back in October, and it was the submission date was also the same month. We received a tremendous amount of interest in the RFP. We received like 135 different questions from all these different bidders, and it was exciting. We ended up with 3 people who sent in, or different organizations that sent in bids. They turned out to be, unfortunately, well over the budget that we had pulled together. And so instead of going out to bid again with a different RFP, because of the time that takes and just that whole process, we're pivoting. So we're getting a little bit creative in how we're going to do this. So what I think is going to happen, to the best of my knowledge at this very moment, is we are looking to hopefully hire someone to help sort of oversee and coordinate this whole thing, kind of make sure that the research is correct, that that the voice is consistent throughout all of the narratives. And then we're going to be breaking the rest of the RFP down into kind of workable chunks, working with different videographers, different photographers and stuff. So we're still going to do the project. It's just the way we get to the finish line is going to look a little different than any of us anticipated. So, and I also wanted to point out that we are going to, the commission has not finalized those 250 icons yet, and you will. And we still have a few more that we need to fill. So huge thanks to Libby and Julia, who have graciously said yes to helping sort of pre-screen some of those for us. We have a couple other asks out for that as well. So that's where the project stands at this very moment.
So do you need a selection committee, or Julia?
So yeah, Julia and Libby have graciously agreed to serve on it. We also have asked Earl and are waiting to hear back from him. So
would anybody else like to be involved with the selection of the 250 objects?
Yeah. How did I know you were going to raise your hand, Bernard?
Thanks, Bernard. Going from
Thank
the
you.
grants committee to the 250.
I know. I didn't want to.
And Christian as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. I didn't want to presume on your time, so thank you.
Jamie's in too.
Jamie.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
And I would just encourage the committee to, and Sarah, you as well, and I know Archives is willing to help, to just start moving forward and not even the hiring of a person, because to get this done by, it's unfortunate that the state has the procurement challenges that we do. And so we don't want to make that a stumbling block.
Yeah, for sure. There's lots of summarized lists already. So I think we're in a pretty good place to start. And I have a meeting on Friday morning with Abby and Charlene Williams from Marshall Communications, who does all the Maine Office of Tourism press. And we're going to be coming up with some contractor names and kind of refining the job descriptions and things that we have so far. So we should be in a pretty good place. So yeah.
Okay. Any questions about Maine Land List? All right, moving along. Logo used for commercial purposes.
Okay, so this is a discussion that I want to have and get everybody's feedback on. So we've received a number of applications for organizations to use the Maine Semi-Quincentennial Commission logo. They've all been pretty much nonprofits or like tourism agencies thus far. But last week we actually received an application from a commercial entity. This is a wholesaler who has a number of accounts in Maine, and they would like to offer the Maine Semi-Quincentennial logo as an option for their customers who are ordering things like mugs and trays and I think dog leashes and stuff like that. So we haven't really talked about whether or not we're okay with the commercial use of the logo. So I wanted to bring that to the commission. and get everybody's thoughts on that. In the licensing agreement, there's nothing that's clear that doesn't prohibit it from being used commercially. So it's kind of up to us how we feel about that. So love to hear people's response.
I welcome any thoughts from the committee members, commission members. Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
I'd say the more the merrier. If they do the same process for review, then great. Whether it's a gift shop or a restaurant, anybody that is in a positive way going to do it, then I say let's welcome them in.
Libby?
Having just curated a very wacky show on memory and the American Revolution, half of our show are branded objects with bicentennial and centennial logos on them from businesses. McDonald's made any number of maps during the bicentennial. The actual national bicentennial memory train in 1976 was made possible by 4 corporations. It's just really interesting because it helps us tell a very different narrative. So commemorations past have deeply allowed the logos wide use, and actually that helps us tell the story later. So from a future historian perspective, I think it's actually tells a lot about the time period, the organizations and who's getting involved to want to use these logos and how they do and what they make with them. That's the other really, I'm very interested in the souvenirs and the ephemera. They're going to come from the semi-quincentennial, buttons, everything. So I agree with Richard on process, right? I don't think they should just wholesale be allowed to use it. It should go through the same process as the other ones, but there will be any number of interesting things that will come from this, that the Zoom version 100 years from now, when we're just all chips in our heads or something, we'll be like, oh, it's so great that they allowed the logos to be used. But anyways, there's historical past precedent.
So Libby, are you putting a condition that you want a sample of each thing that they?
That's right. I want to archive each thing, Kirk, if it's a map. You'd be shocked at the amount of bicentennial branded logo maps we have, dozens and dozens. It's really interesting.
That's very cool. The Smithsonian is collecting a lot of ephemera too from individual states for the semi-quincentennial. So I just wanted to, since we're talking about process, just remind everybody kind of how this currently works. Is that there is an application online on our website. They fill it out. It comes to me. Basically, we're asking them what they want to use it for. And then we ask for a brief description of exactly what, if it's for programming and events, what types of programs and events are you going to do, things like that. So they don't have to apply for each and every single event or program that they're going to do. It's kind of a blanket approval. So, okay, thanks, Libby. So that's how that works. So this woman actually with her actually applied for the logo. So that's how we figured out this was going on. So we haven't approved it yet, but.
And her application just describes that she is a wholesale.
Correct.
Printer.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep.
And so this could be, so I just want to make sure everyone's aware that because this is a wholesaler who's applying, anyone else then who wants to buy the product from her would not come through this commission. It would go directly to her. So you would not have any control or say over who then is buying product from her. Just make sure that.
Can I just stipulate though, we would know what she was going to print the logo on?
Nope. Not necessarily. Because it's a wholesaler. I think she had her main accounts are different retailers. And I think people can also order individually. So we, again, if we give her the logo to use, we're not going to know oh, I've decided to print 50, trays that are going to this retailer, or this person ordered a mug, or, what have you. So keychains, t-shirt, yeah, all that
Posters.
merch stuff. So
Have you asked whether she can provide a list of the things that she is capable of printing it on?
no, I have not. I certainly can. I wanted to get a read from the commission whether or not there was a comfort level of this, because I think if we approve, this for commercial, my guess is that we'll probably get additional applications for the same type of use. So I don't know how selective we can be in terms of, allowing her to only use the logo on certain objects or anything like that. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, I would think that we can be as selective as we want to be, because it's we're granting the permission to use it. And if she wants to print it on keychains, that's one thing. If she wants to print it on toilet paper, that's another, right? So, I think we can stipulate what she can or can't print it on.
Richard?
I don't want to be on the committee doing that list.
Peter said that too.
Yeah.
That was Peter.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peter. Do we understand the day and age that we're living in, that you can take anybody's logo from anywhere and you can go to, I'll say Shutterfly because I got a package in here. You could do whatever you want with it. And unless we think we're going to go chasing after them with attorneys, I think this is a discussion that's probably long moot. I'm not looking for control of this. I think if somebody wants to do it, great. And they'd be really hard pressed to put it in a bad light. And if they want to, they're going to anyway. I make a motion that
Should we charge for it?
No, we're already taxpayer funded. We really want to take something for it. I think if they can make money. And what are we going to do with the money that we make? Control something else? I mean, I make a motion that we authorize the commercial use of this as long as the use that's disclosed by the requester aligns with the program standards.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I agree with Richard. I think we should trust the commercial enterprise and go ahead and list that we could make of prohibitions could have 1,000 items on it. So I think we should avoid that.
Any other discussion? All right. All those in favor of the motion, say aye or raise your hand. All those opposed, say nay or raise your hand.
I'm going to oppose just because I think this needs further thought, but this seems like a big step. And I don't know that we can anticipate all the potential pitfalls of doing this. That's all.
Okay. Any abstentions? All right, the motion carries. You have a decision.
All right, thank you very much. That was very speedy.
I think we're obviously not creating a committee, but I think you could ask her what types of things do you.
I will.
The commission was curious.
Yep.
What types of things are you planning to print it on?
Yes, I will happily ask her for that information, and I'm sure.
You do not have to ask. Please do not put it on toilet paper. Just hope.
Fingers crossed.
Moments that made us, the printable exhibit.
Yeah, so all right, I'm going to share my screen just for a quick second here so that everybody has it in front of them. Okay, can everybody see that all right?
Yeah, it's showing up as the.
I know. I'm trying to shuffle around these things. Yeah. It's only one slide, so it's not a huge deal, but there we go. Okay. All right. So this is just kind of an FYI for everybody. So this is an exhibit, or is an exhibit that's being created, and it's called Moments That Made Us. And this is based off of an exhibit that just opened at History Colorado. And a bunch of our colleagues in our Western states, including Washington State, Colorado, Oregon, Arizona, among others, got together and decided that they wanted to put together a print-on-demand exhibit that anyone across the country can use. So this is going to be released next month, and it basically, the way it's structured is that's the screen I've got up in front, or the panel I've got up that you can see. So it's exploring the ideals that are really at the core of the Declaration of Independence. And the kit will include 26 ready-to-use panels, but these are fully customizable. So whatever you want to talk about in your local area or region or state or wherever exactly you are, you're able to do that. So I just wanted to let everybody know that this is going to be released. And if you're interested in using it, Maine is not an official partner with this. We could be if we wanted to be. But anyone, again, will be able to access and download this. So they've done a really incredible job. The exhibit at History Colorado that's open right now has received really pretty amazing reviews. And so I've seen some of the draft panels, but they're still tweaking them. So just wanted to let everybody know. I don't know if anybody here is interested in using it in any way. I think it would be fun. I know Christian, I suggested we might be able to print a couple of these for the lobby at Archives and come see just for fun. So they're all able to be printed on foam core and thick paper. They've kind of thought of everything. It's very low cost, low barrier. So that's just wanted to give a heads up to everybody. So I will stop sharing so that I can see you all. Oops.
So there's no approval. It's just letting us know what our Western colleagues are doing.
Yeah, unless people want to officially join as a state partner.
Sarah?
Yeah.
This is really from Maine Ulster Scots Project. Would we have access to this then? We could link it, because I see that this would be very beneficial to our community members.
Yes. Yep. Anyone will have access to this. It's set to launch in January. So as soon as that happens, I think we'll probably have a newsletter in the new year. And we can certainly include this information in the link so that anyone who wants can sign up and get it sent directly to them.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Which organization?
Yeah. So that's a great question, Judy. So much of it is based on History Colorado's Moments That Made Us exhibit that just opened, but I have the list in front of me. The other statewide partners are Arizona, California, Hawaii, Idaho, Kansas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Dakota, Texas, and Washington. So the 250th commissions in all of those states are sponsoring this.
But it doesn't sound like they're inviting us to join them.
They are, because casually, like it's not an official. Like they haven't.
They're not inviting us to create a panel for the exhibit.
No, but we could sign up. We could sign on as a partner, just in helping distribute.
So basically, we sign up and say, yeah, we're partnering on this, and we put the link to the template on our website, and anybody who wants to grab it and use it, whether you're a town or an organization, can do so.
Yeah, that's
Are
correct.
the Moments That Made Us only going to be Western moments?
No,
Oh,
it's not. It's funny. Like it started again out of Colorado because the Western states do a lot of work together because they were trying to figure out like what does the American Revolution look like for those of us who were not part of the OG 13, and so they've kind of been doing a lot of work. So it's not, again, it's fully customizable, and it's about the founding ideals behind the Declaration of Independence. So it's not about any specific
Can you
Western
show us for a
history.
second the history of Colorado exhibit? Does that help us?
It's thanks, Julia, for popping that in there. It's I'll let everybody click if they want. It's not really
It looks like it has stories from
it does
across the country. It has a World War II. It had it's got what their website has is photographs with captions, so you can get a sense. And so there's an American soldier in World War II in Europe. There's a African American man who was a Union soldier in the Civil War.
Yep.
Okay.
Really wide range, it looks like, of topics based on the images that they have on their website, but not entirely, not just Western.
Right. Yep.
I'm, I guess, willing to trust, but if we are formally endorsing this, don't you want to see the whole exhibit and read all the texts?
Sure. Yeah, again, it's not done yet.
Before you
So,
do
yeah. These other states have been involved in developing it, so we have not yet. So no one else has signed on yet because it's not out. So, so this again was more of an FYI. But if we want to consider signing on in the new year, we could certainly do that.
Well, I think if they had a draft and they wanted to circulate it, maybe we could approve by email. Because to Christian's point, it's just another resource, and adding our logo and imprimatur to make it something that
they just released a draft user's guide that I reviewed, so I can send that out to the commission. Again, it's still in draft form because there's still.
So you've read everything.
It's not every single text, no,
but it's a lot of it.
It's a bunch of it, and like how to customize and like what other topics you might want to talk about and like how you might organize it, and it's a lot of things like that. So, but I'm happy to send that out so these people will get a preview.
So is it a template that people could add their own photos into the exhibit?
Yep. Well, there'll be a full InDesign, and I think they're working on a Canva version. So like whatever design programs you use, you'll be able to have all of the templates and just pop in your own images and text.
I assume that's the intent, right? That anybody can customize it to their own organization or town or state or whatever.
That is the whole point. Is that it's this you create, print on demand, and you could just use what they have, or you can customize it or do a mix.
It sounds great to me.
Dawn DePrince, who runs History Colorado, is a pretty good person. And
well, I was going to say that's a broad cross-section of states with some diverse backgrounds, which increases my trust because, when you've got Oklahoma and Colorado and Arizona and Washington all in the same room, that feels like,
I mean, I know the 250 coordinators for all these states personally, and they're all pretty spectacular humans. So I'm really excited. I think this is really, they've really gone above and beyond taking this on to do this too, which is pretty cool. So and sharing it.
It looks like a really great way to engage with the 250th without it being solely focused on the revolution too, because it came out of the Western states. It's got a lot of really good just U.S. history that makes it relevant for anybody, even if you don't have a Revolutionary War story specifically to your place. And it seems like it would be a good combination of you can tell the national story while also taking the template and making a few of your own without having to do a massive heavy lift as a small organization and not having to hire a graphic designer, which is hard to find and expensive. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Does anybody want to make a motion, or would you prefer, Bernard, to do it by email rather than do it in this meeting?
Well, as I said, I think it sounds like this is more of a template than anything else.
Yeah.
And that makes, I think, it less crucial to see every word of text.
Okay.
So I don't ask our group to go further on that particular subject.
Great. Thanks, Bernard.
So is there a motion to ratify?
I'll make a motion to be a partner with History Colorado and put this template on the Semi-Quincentennial Commission's website as an option for people in Maine to use.
Okay. Is there a second? Seconded by Julia. All those in favor say aye or raise your hand. All those opposed say nay or raise your hand. Okay. And any
Richard is opposed.
Richard, do you want to register what your objection is?
I'm opposed. I hate bureaucracy, but anytime we talk about endorsements or partnering or anything else, it becomes a series of 3 or 4 meetings. And this is the first time we've really kicked the tires on this one. And we're all willing just to jump in on it. And that makes me hesitant. So I
Any
don't think it's equitable and it doesn't match precedent.
Abstentions? Right. Motion carries, but thank you for registering your objection. So I think Kirk paved the way in showing that we don't always have to be unanimous.
Well, also if it comes out and it's not good, we can change our minds.
Of course,
sure. That's the other part of it.
Absolutely. Yep.
Not to, it's going to be out of order, but that's what I said about America 250, and yet we put bricks on the feet of that one and watched that move along for a quarter before we shot it down, and I think that was a missed opportunity too. So we could have signed up and then backed out if we wanted to.
So noted. Thank you. All right, moving now to the 7th thing on the agenda item are the meeting dates. So Greg Pierce from the governor's office asked if we might change the meeting time because he now has a standing conflict, and we wanted to accommodate that, but we wanted to check in with all of you. As for the 2026 meeting dates, it would continue to be Wednesdays, continue to be late afternoon, but moving it to 2 instead of 2:30.
And there is one month where we don't, I think it's April. We meet in both April and May, but not June and July, just based on some scheduling challenges. So just note that it's not, I know we're used to going every other month, but there's that little blip there.
We may end up wanting to find time in June just because a lot is going to be like, that's going to be the biggest month, right? So whereas August, when does our charge end?
December.
Okay, so December 9th would be our last meeting.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a standing problem with this meeting schedule? We don't want to shift it to accommodate one and then lose others. Okay.
Excuse me, could I just ask again
Sure.
the changes?
The changes from 2:30 to 4 to go to 2 to 3:30. Other than that, it's still usually the second, actually always the second Wednesday of each month.
It's just an hour earlier.
Hour or yes, it's an hour earlier. So, any discussion, any concerns? Okay, looks like there's consensus. Do we want to just quickly do a vote to make it formal? Is there a motion to approve? Moved by Bernard, seconded by Richard. Okay, all those in favor say aye or raise your hand. Any opposed, say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Seeing none, it's unanimous. That's our meeting schedule. Greg will be very happy, and thank you guys for accommodating that. Just his schedule changed. So we'll hope to see him next time.
Yeah.
So the 8th item. All right, Sarah.
Yeah.
Unless I feel like it's moving too fast. Remember, we have an executive session at the end.
Yes. So this is basically mostly an FYI for commission members. In the meeting packet that I sent out, you'll see basically what is an FAQ about the FOA, the Means Freedom of Access Law. And all commission members across the state are now required to do training on this. But basically, that just means that you have looked at the FAQ and you understand what the Freedom of Access Law means and what that means specifically for you. And then we have just a brief certificate that you will sign, and I will keep, it's pretty informal. There's no like official training session. You just sign a sheet of paper saying that you've read the FAQ and you understand it. And
so I think a
don't-
couple of important
yeah.
things. So we have a public records officer for the Secretary of State. That's Claire Davitt.
Yeah.
She would likely work with Sarah to put together any responses to any public records requests that are coming through. We have to respond to any request very quickly. And so we must acknowledge a receipt of a request within 5 working days of the request. So if you were to get a request for records, you would want to acknowledge that request and just say, I have received your request. And you want to do that within 5 working days and then send it promptly to Sarah. And Sarah will work with the Secretary of State's Public Records Office on submitting that. Now, in terms of a public record, it's any written, printed, graphic, or mechanical or electronic data compilation whatsoever that's in the possession or custody of any agency or public official of the state. As commissioners, you are a public official of the state in your role as commissioners. So that's really important to recognize. And we will do our best to be as quick, as prompt as possible in complying with any records requests that we get. Those are the big pieces, but then there's also the public meeting pieces. So, for example, we record these proceedings. That's a public record as well. We can have some executive sessions, but we can't conduct all of our business in executive session. So there's some really important information here that governs how we practice. And some of it I know is second nature for folks, just giving your work in public service or municipal service, state or municipal service. But any questions that folks have, and I think at the next meeting, we could take some time to answer any questions that have been elicited by the reading of the FAQ.
I think Jamie had her hand up.
Jamie, go ahead.
Just to clarify, the public record would be correspondence or documents created in service of the commission, not general work, just anything related to any kind of email response, anything. Okay, great.
That's right. And the one thing that we often have to remind people is that includes any work discussion around the commission that might be in your personal email account or on your cell phone through text message, that sort of thing. That all qualifies as a public record. So just keep that in mind.
And if we were to deny a request, we would have to explain why we're denying it. And it would have to be very specifically linked to the statute. We don't deny requests at the Secretary of State's office without consulting with the Office of the Attorney General to make sure that, if we are keeping anything back, that there is an actual statutory legal reason that we're not releasing it. To be clear, we haven't received any public records requests for this commission. It's a very
We actually have.
we have.
Yeah.
I take it back.
We received,
Yeah.
it was quite comical.
Yeah.
We received one that said they wanted all documents and all correspondence about the commission and any effort having to do with the semi-quincentennial.
Starting in like 2013 or
Yeah,
something.
that was it.
We're
It was
like,
all of it.
yeah.
And we were able to go back and say, can you please narrow your scope? Because that would be a lot. And by the way, there's a website that has everything already on it. And we never heard back.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we have had one.
Thank you.
But the website was really the information. He was
And the website has all of the meeting minutes, all
Yep.
the recordings.
The recordings are all on YouTube, on our public channel. So, yep.
So you never know. There could be more.
I was involved in the initial legislation around the
Oh, really?
right to know laws. So
Okay.
I love Maine's freedom of access laws for the most recent iteration. That is. Are there any public comments from the public, members of the public? This is your opportunity. If you want to share anything that you're doing or provide any public comment to the commission. there's some really familiar faces with guests from the public, and we're really glad that you join us month after month. So thank you. All right, seeing none. So we're going to go into executive session. So that means we're going to
Stop the recording?
Stop
Right?
the recording
Yep.
and ask the public.
ask the public to leave. So
That includes me, I presume.